Welcome friends, welcome to step-by-step tutorials. In this video, we will understand rotational symmetry, that is rotational symmetry for lattice. So, a lattice is said to possess the rotational symmetry if it is rotated by an angle theta about an axis or a point in two-dimensional. Transform the lattice to itself. Now we will understand it by an example. So this is a circle with cut at this specific position. So now question is, how much rotation should I give to this circle so that even after the rotation it seems symmetric or unchanged? And that is obvious that I should give 360-degree rotation to this specific circle so that the cut returns to its previous position. After that, the circle will remain symmetric or unchanged. So we have to give 360-degree rotation to this circle. So after 360-degree rotation, 360-degree rotation, this circle will seem symmetric. Now we take another example. This is our another shape. Now once again, I have to give 360-degree rotation to this shape so that it remains symmetric even after the rotation. So 360 rotation is needed to transform this shape to itself. Now we will take another example. So this is our another shape, that is the aeroplane with a specific tail position and head position. So how much rotation is needed so that it returns to itself? So if this is the axis of rotation and this is the direction of rotation, so 360-degree rotation is needed so that everything returns to itself and it seems totally symmetric even after the rotation. So 360-degree rotation is needed to transform this shape to itself. So it concludes that we should note all of the above examples show that rotation by 360-degree is a legitimate symmetry operation because it just superimposes the object on itself. So it indicates that any angle theta for rotational symmetry must be integral multiple of 360-degree. So we can write that n theta is equal to 360-degree or theta is equal to 360-degree divided by n. So n can have values of, if n is equal to 1, then our theta is equal to 360-degree and it is called one-fold rotation. If n is equal to 2, then theta is equal to 180 degree and it is called two-fold rotation. If n is equal to 3, then theta is equal to 120 degree and it is called three-fold rotation. If n is equal to 4, then theta is equal to 90 degree and it is called four-fold rotation. If n is equal to 6, then theta is equal to 60 degree and it is called six-fold rotation. So we have skipped n is equal to 5 because it is not compatible with translational symmetry operation. And why it is not compatible, we will see it in a separate video later on. So any value of n greater than 6 is also not possible. So now we take example for each one of them. For one-fold rotation. So look at this specific circle. It has a single dot at the center and a small right angle triangle at the bottom. So how much rotation should I give to this circle so that it looks symmetric? So it is very much obvious from this specific shape that this rotation must be 360 degree so that everything should return to its initial position. So its rotation must be 360 degree. So rotation of 360 degree will transform it to itself. So there is no angle less than 360 degree that will transform this shape to itself. So we must give 360 degree rotation to it. Now we will move to two-fold rotational symmetry. Now look at this specific shape. It has two right angle triangles now and a specific shape at the center. So the small right angle triangle is top at the bottom. So just ignore the colors and only focus on shape. The different colors are only to distinguish the rotated one and the original circle. So how much rotation should I give to this circle so that it looks symmetric even after the rotation? So that is, if you look at this shape, so 180 degree rotation is must to make it symmetric even after rotation. So we should give 180 degree rotation to this specific circle. So rotate it by 180 degree and it will look like this. So they are totally symmetric. Ignore the colors, they are just to distinguish between the rotated one and the previous one. So now we will go to the threefold rotational symmetry. Now take this specific circle. We have a triangle inside it and three right angle triangle at the three different positions that are at 120 degree to each other. So now how much rotation is necessary so that it looks symmetric even after the rotation? So rotate it by 120 degree. So after rotating it by 120 degree, it will look like this. So both are symmetric, just ignore the color, they are just to distinguish between the rotated one and the previous one. So both of shapes are symmetric. Now we will go to the four-fold rotational symmetry. Now look at this specific shape. This is a circle and a small square inside. We have four right angle triangles that are placed at the 90-degree rotation each. So, if we give rotation of 90 degree to this specific shape, it will look symmetric even after the rotation. We will focus on shape, not on colors. Colors are only to distinguish between the rotated one and the previous one. So, rotate it by 90 degree and it will look like this. Now you can see once again that shape is exactly the same and symmetric, both inside the circle and outside the circle. Now we will go to the six-fold rotational symmetry. Now focus on this shape. We have a small hexagon inside a circle with all sides of the same length and interior angles are also same. Outside the circle there are six right angle triangles placed at the rotation of 60 degree each. So question is, how much rotation should we give to this specific shape so that even after rotation it looks symmetric? So that is, we should give the rotation of 60 degree to this specific shape. Ignore color, they are just to distinguish between the rotated one and the previous one. So rotate it by 60 degree and after the rotation of 60 degree this shape will look like this. So it is exactly symmetric even inside and outside. In all manners this shape is symmetric even after the rotation of 60 degree. So this is called six-fold rotational symmetry. So both of them are exactly same. Now we will move to a different type of example. We will take example from inside a cube. So this is a specific cube. This is the origin. This is the x direction. This is your y direction. And this one is your z direction. So this specific side, this is the plane that is your 100 plane. Do not know about the crystallographic plane, so we have some devoted videos to this topic on our channel. I will put link in the description, you can check out. So this is your 100 plane. Now this rectangle, this rectangular shape, this specific is your 110 crystallographic plane. This is your 110 crystallographic plane. So 110 plane. So now we will take the 100 separately. So we know that this plane is 100 plane and it is a square. Plane is a square. Means that all sides are same. So just 90 degree rotation will superimpose it on itself. So it has four-fold rotational symmetry. Now we take the another plane that was the 110 crystallographic plane. From the shape, it is obvious that 110 crystallographic plane is a rectangle. So 110 plane and it is rectangle. So 180 degree rotation will superimpose it on itself. So it has twofold rotational symmetry. So friends, if you liked our video, so give us thumbs up and subscribe our channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you.